Hi everyone, welcome back for another edition of virtual yoga. For today's practice, I was thinking about just keeping it simple, something that you can use to help wind you down for your evening. So just a couple of gentle stretches that help slow the body down, slow the nervous system down, slow the mind down, help you prepare for a nice night's rest. Before we get started, a few things that you may want to have handy with you. If you have some yoga blocks, it's great. I don't have any with me, but I'll mention maybe a few ways to use them. A yoga mat, always a great prop, unless you want to just do it on your carpet, that's fine as well. If you have a hand towel, those are great props. Sometimes you can just use those for leverage, pull you forward like a strap, or you can use it for cushion. You can put it under your neck, put it under your back, put it under your knees, whatever you need. But those are the props that I would recommend for this style of practice. And really, it's only going to be about 15 minutes. Nothing too much, nothing too little. It'll be just enough to, again, help you make you a little sleepy, make you a little tired. Might do a short meditation with it as well. So let's go ahead and get this started. We'll begin in a comfortable position. You can sit down if you'd like to, or you can lay on your back, wherever you're most comfortable. But close your eyes. I want you to pay attention to your breath and breathe low in your belly, low in your diaphragm. And if you'd like to double check if you're doing that correctly, place a hand on your stomach below your belly button. You're going to feel the stomach expand. When you take an inhale, it's going to contract when you take an exhale. And this is belly breathing. It's a breathing technique that I recommend for now and for after this practice. Belly breathing has been shown to slow down the body, to slow the nervous system, to slow the mind down. And mixing the breathing techniques with this gentle practice is the combination we need to find relaxation. Again, the gentle stretches we'll do roughly a couple of minutes, maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes, with a handful of selected poses that I'm choosing for us. Some things that will help the back be prepared, some things that will help your hips be prepared just to lay down. Surprisingly, for some people, laying down is really uncomfortable. But for this next minute, just go ahead and close your eyes and keep deep breathing. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. And we're gonna do a gentle forward bend. We'll do a gentle back bend, and then I'm gonna show you a short meditation that you can practice. But before we get into that, I want you to loosen up your hips and spine a little bit. You know, if you're sitting upright, go ahead and just twist from side to side, right? A little bit of back and forth action. It's not too much, not too little. But just use your intuition here as well. Maybe you wanna lean forward. You want to lean back into it, lift the chest up. You want to lift your arms up like you're yawning and you're stretching. Which, by the way, excuse me, it might trigger a yawn. It is contagious if you were not aware of that. And it's also, just a quick fact, it's contagious between interspecies. So chances are when you see an animal yawn, like your dog or your cat, you're going to yawn as well. But let's go ahead and we'll do a forward bend. We're going to do what's called the caterpillar pose. This is a stretch for your hamstrings, and it's going to be a stretch for your back. You're going to take yourself and bend forward into it. You're going to want to grab onto something, maybe just the knees, the shins, around the ankles, around the foot, feet, I should say. Toes, if you can grab them, but it's not a competition, right? So if you can't touch toes, don't worry about it. It's not the point of the stretch here. The point of this is just to feel the back of your legs and feel your back stretch. But while you're here, do your best to relax. And what I mean is let your muscles soften. If you're noticing muscles are flexing, they're tightening, they're engaging, that's a sign that your body is still in an active state. And if we're trying to fall asleep, we want to be in a passive state. So we want to let muscles soften, we want to let them relax. And if they refuse to relax, an easy thing that you can do, doesn't matter where it is, but let's say, just for example, your quads, your upper thighs, you're noticing they're tensing right now. Maybe flex them, give them a nice quick squeeze, and then relax them. And now you know the difference between what's tensing and what's relaxing, right? So maybe you do that a few times, just a handful. Sometimes I'll do it like 3 times within a pose. So again, it's Not like the entire time I'm squeezing and relaxing. But that little technique right there can be very effective for relaxing the body, slowing you down again. But if you can't relax here, even with the tensing and the relaxing, maybe you're just really tight in your hamstrings. Maybe let your knees bend. Let the knees bend a little bit. It's going to allow a little bit more forward bend. It might help you relax. If you have a block, you can always put a block or two under your knees. If you have a hand towel, you can always roll it up, fold it up, put it under the knees. Or you could use it as a strap. You can throw it over your feet. Use that towel to help pull you forward. But again, just breathe for the next minute. Go ahead and take a few deep breaths, and if you're ready, there's your time. Just real slow, let yourself out. Push up, lean back. You can lay down. Just take a moment here. We're going to do one more pose. Again, just another way to help work out the back a little bit. I was going to take you into what's called the Sphinx Pose. This is where you lay on your stomach. You're going to prop up onto your forearms and your elbows, and this is the pose. And it's not really a stretch. It's more you're going to feel this dull pressure right here in your back. Without getting too deep into it, it's actually called compression, where you're feeling bones squeeze into each other. But this is one of those poses that helps maintain the curve of your spine. Your lower back has a curve, and as we age, if we stop moving or if we really just sit a lot, the curve in your back will start straightening out, and then you start having significant back issues. So this is a great way to help prevent it, but it's also a great way to help you lay down. Because when you lay down, if you did not know this, you're technically doing a back bend. Even though you think you're laying flat, you're really not. Your spine still has that curve there. So we want to be able to prepare it for just being able to lay down, something as simple as that. This is why, again, I strategically picked this one, because we're doing a wind down class, right, to prepare us to be able to fall asleep. Like I mentioned, the belly breathing technique is one of the best habits you can get yourself involved in for slowing the nervous system down. Again, a lot of us are, we're type A people. So a lot of people are anxiety ridden. So I'm not going to say belly breathing would cure that, but what it does is it helps put you in a calmer state of mind, right? It helps you relax, and then it can help treat those issues. Again, not cure it, but could help treat it, right? So a lot of people, they just find themselves doing yoga practice when they're having some kind of anxiety attack. If they're fortunate enough to be able to let go of the anxiety attack or be able to catch it before it really starts happening, they'll start practicing then. But it's deep breathing that really helps let that all go. When you're ready, there's your time. Real slow. Just go ahead and lay down on your stomach. Take your time there. You're already here, right? After a deep back bend like you just did, it's going to feel really nice to do a gentle forward bend. I often will find myself heading for a child's pose. In case you're curious to see what it is, here's your pose here. If you'd like to, you could always lay on your back and cradle your legs. That's actually the inversion of child's pose. It's essentially the same thing, right? Just one is leaning forward, the other is leaning back. When you're ready, you can go ahead and find yourself back in a comfortable position. We're going to enter into a meditation state to, again, slow down your nervous system even just a little bit more. You can probably lay down on your back if you're getting ready to start falling asleep, or if you're not quite ready to fall asleep but you're starting to get into that state, maybe just sit upright like you're in meditation. I want you to close your eyes. Pay attention to your breath and breathe low in your belly, low in your diaphragm. Again, if you're never quite sure, just put a hand on your stomach. You'll feel it expand on the inhale, it contracts on the exhale. Let's just do this for just a moment before I get you into the meditation. I'm going to give you a mantra to practice. Mantras are words or phrases that are repeated, and I would have you repeat this mentally. So in your mind, you're going to be doing this chant. The chant is Soham, which means that I am in Sanskrit. When you take an inhale, mentally, I want you to chant So, and on your exhale, mentally chant Hum. So again, on the inhale, So. On the exhale, Hum. And just do your best to remain in the presence of the mantra. And if your mind wanders, it probably will. The moment you catch yourself thinking and wandering, reel your mind back in and come back to the mantra. And you may practice this as long as you'd like to. You can practice it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes just a handful of the mantra itself. Maybe you just say it 10 times, but it's going to help concentrate the mind. It's going to also help slow the nervous system down because it slows down the energetic part of your body. So go ahead and do this at your will. No formal ending to the practice. You keep meditating on your mantra as long as you'd like to, but that is officially all that I have for you. I want to thank you for watching and sharing your practice with me. It has been my pleasure. Namaste.